Rangers Aberdeen quarter final. What we got funny wise for the intro? Nothing. Brilliant.
Glorious. No, I won't give in till I'm victorious.
Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 982 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video, as you can tell by the deliciously clickbaity title, it's Rangers Aberdeen for the 6th time this season. That's right, the 6th time. Hopefully you're not getting bored of it, because this is my content, lads, and so I've got. But as always, just a friendly reminder, in case you are new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We are less than 50 away from 26k. That is absolutely mental. Let's keep the momentum up. Without any further ado, let's just dive into it then, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Rangers versus Aberdeen, 7:45 kickoff. It's obviously going to be back at home, back at Ibrox, the greatest sight that we have ever seen. Unfortunately, what won't be seen is the actual game, as it won't be shown on TV. That's great. Tremendous. Now this is the exact same situation where we found ourselves versus Kilmarnock, where the game could not be shown. Even Rangers TV, if you're watching that through a VPN or if you're from a different country or anything like that, you will not be able to see the game live. As it conflicts with the European games, we can't show a game on the same day of domestic cup. It's some kind of long-winded reason, but it's basically because they're Champions League football and we can't have our game on. Bit annoying, because in European football we're always knocked out by this stage. Every team in Scottish football is knocked out by this stage, so why is this rule or agreement in place? But anyway, let's just focus on the actual game itself. As I said in the intro, it is the 6th time that we will be playing Aberdeen this season, and every single game has been a tough, close encounter. The only one we obviously broke away was the one with a beautiful Jermaine Defoe last minute goal when they were shouting, "Who are ya?" and he showed them who he was. But unfortunately, the last time we actually played Aberdeen, obviously a week ago, it did finish 1-1 up at Pittodrie, and it wasn't the greatest performance from the Glasgow Rangers. It was just a bit off. We had about 15-20 minutes spark right at the start of the second half. We looked like we were going to go ahead and win it, but the final pass was just slightly lacking. The counter-attacks were slightly off, and unfortunately, the crossing, just like Hibernian, was absolute garbage. All joking in that aside, this game is clearly a season definer, and it's going to be a true test to see what every single one of these Rangers boys that pulls on the Rangers shirt, just to see what they're actually made of. Because you think about it, just before the winter break, we went joint top with Celtic, obviously that victory at Ibrox 1-0. It was all great, there was so much positivity, and then since the winter break, we've really been quite poor, especially at the start, that loss to Kilmarnock. Then we rallied, then we fell away again at St Johnstone, and then we rallied and just started smashing teams left, right and centre, and unfortunately once again we've sort of dipped just a little bit with the 1-1 draw with Aberdeen and obviously the latest draw with Hibernian. So if I'm honest with you, I'm actually really interested to see what Rangers team actually shows up. Is it going to be the Rangers team that's fearless going forward, is interchanges and is willing to shoot from outside the box and actually create their own chances for goal scoring opportunities like we saw when we bet teams 5-0, 5-0 and 4-0? Or is it going to be the Rangers team that just force feeds it to Alfredo Morelos and Ryan Kent at every single opportunity and hope they actually win us the game? I'm certainly hoping it's that first one and we come out here guns blazing, and hopefully Gerrard has got it into their heads that this is a must win game. I know we've had massive games throughout the season, but this is it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We need to see what these boys are actually made of. Now, as I did kind of hint about Alfredo Morelos being obviously a massive part, either good or bad, sometimes we just kick the ball to him every time and hope he does son, and when he is misfiring we seem to struggle, but when he's good, by God, he is absolutely on fire. So this is actually going to bring up the first question of the episode from me to thee. But just in case you've actually missed that video or haven't seen it yet, we obviously discussed the possibility of resting Morelos for Celtic in the semi-final. Now, my opinion, very, very short and sweet. Nah. I don't think keeping Morelos available for Celtic is the right mindset to be going into, because remember, Aberdeen has actually bet us at Ibrox this season. We need to be at our best to beat Aberdeen. I think that's been shown throughout the 6 games, and I think we're at our best when Alfredo Morelos is in the starting lineup. But just in case you're asking why we even discussing this, obviously Alfredo Morelos is 1 yellow card away from a suspension, meaning he will miss the semi-final if he gets booked against Aberdeen. So this has got all this discussion, and again, my opinion isn't the right one. No, it's just mine. Hopefully you get involved down in the comment section below and really let me know what you would do with Alfredo Morelos' situation, because there's no right or wrong answers, and I'm actually genuinely curious what kind of lineup you would actually play if you take Morelos out to beat Aberdeen. But let's continue with the suspension talk for just a brief moment while you're getting your thoughts and opinions out there about Alfredo Morelos. It's actually interesting to look at the Aberdeen's perspective, because their hitman, their top goal scorer this season, is actually suspended for the tie. That's right, he may have got away with the elbow to BB, and what should have been a straight red card, but he ended up getting booked, meaning he is suspended for the game at Ibrox. So all the talk and all the media focus and all the questions have been towards Gerrard about what if Morelos gets suspended Morelos as a liability. But when you look at Aberdeen, their best player, their striker, is actually suspended, but there's no questions there about his temperament. It's all about Alfredo. You know, it's weird that they continue to hound the potential liability, but they didn't talk about the guy that's actually been the liability. But anyway, I think this is actually a massive boost to the Glasgow Rangers, because Sam Cosgrove has absolutely been on fire this season for Aberdeen. We've seen it every single time he's played us. I know he scored penalties in the last 2 games, but he's been strong. He's really occupied the defenders, and he makes it hard all damn day. Every ball in the air, he is up there fighting, throwing elbows, doing whatever he's doing. He's a big SOB. Now clearly it's a positive that Aberdeen's missing their top goal scorer. Let's not try and lie and beat around the bush, but when you actually think about it, this now makes them unpredictable. Like, we could have went through their starting 11 and knew exactly who they were playing, their formation, their strengths, their weaknesses, but now they may be forced into changing things around, and hopefully that doesn't catch us actually off guard. My fingers crossed is that they just bring in maybe like somebody like Stevie May or Young Wilson, put them in there and just keep everything the same so we are already planned and able to counter it. Touch wood. But anyway, that's enough suspension talk. Let's turn our attention to the injury list on the Rangers side of things. Gareth McCauley, who we spoke about on the last fan prediction, is still going to be missing this game. He hurt his thigh in a behind-the-scenes friendly with Livingston. It was a 1-0 win, by the way, with Stevie Davis scoring the only goal. But on the flip side of that, we obviously have a bit of good news, and that is BB is fully fit and raring to go, according to the gaffer, who said he has recovered from his illness. The only other 2 that's obviously on the injury list is Jamie Murphy and Graham Doran. Still got a long way to go, but fingers crossed they continue to progress and we'll see them in the royal blue this season. On. But that's us actually all done and dusted with the match preview, the suspension talk, the injury list. All done and dusted, lad. That was painless. Very, very painless indeed. All that's left now is for me and thee to get their fan predictions out there, so get your thoughts and opinions down in that comment section. How is this game going to go? What would be your actual lineup? Would BB return to the starting 11, or would you give Andy Halliday another try at the left back situation? On's been too many times in this video. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, live and learn. But anyway, while you're getting your thoughts out there, I will give you mine, and I want to say this could go either way. This could be another Kilmarnock-esque performance during the replay, because Gerrard's obviously spoken some harsh truths once again, got inside their heads again, and got them fired up. This could be a 2-3-0, but every single game we've played Aberdeen, it's been very, very difficult. I know Cosgrove's missing, that's going to be a big boost for us, but I'm still looking at this game and I'm saying I'm going to get even more grey hairs watching it, so I'm actually going to go with a Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0. My goal scorer is obviously going to be... No, it's not actually. It's going to be Jermaine Defoe. I believe Alfredo Morelos will play in the game and play a big part in actually creating the chances, but I believe Jermaine Defoe will come on and score the winner once again. So I'm going to go with a tight, contested, back and forth battle, but with a 1-0 scoreline at the end of the day. And now that we've both got our thoughts and opinions out there, I'm sure you're thirsty and thirsty, so grab your refreshments, everyone, and just toast the boys ahead of the game. I'm drinking cheap blood. I'm kidding, it's red cola, YouTube. Don't take the video. It's just red cola. It's cheap. I like it. But anyway, we're gonna grab your refreshments, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Sponsor break. So now our parts in the video are all done and dusted. Sit back and relax and hear from the people directly on Twitter. There's 960 votes. Thank you so much for getting involved. 9% votes for Aberdeen, but 91% of the people votes for our Rangers win. Royal Neil chips in with 2-1 Rangers, goals from Defoe and Ryan Jack. JB1872 says 2-0 scorers, Alfredo and Joe Worrell with an overhead kick. Don Hall of Air writes in, sticking my neck out, I'm going to go with 3-0 to the famous. A Tav penalty, Morelos goal, and Candeas set piece / free kick. I mean, that would be a good one to see him scoring once again. Jamba JTR writes in, as must wins go. This one's up there. I'm going to go with a 2-0 to the famous Tav and Scotty Arfield. Let's hope when Kent pulls the ball back, he just doesn't hit it straight at the goalkeeper this time, Arfield. Just place it, come on. Andrew Reid writes in, at school, CJ. Sorry, buddy. He writes in, but I'm going to go with 3-1 Rangers, Morelos, Kamara and Tav. Thank you so much for sending in, but turn your phone off at school. Pay attention. Ryan Nish writes in, 3-1 Rangers. Going to go with Kent, Alfredo and Connor Goldson. And the last 2 or 3 that will actually do it comes from Kyle Morrison, who writes 2-1 Rangers. John Thompson writes in 3-0 to the famous, Arfield, Kent and Jermaine Defoe. But the last one we'll actually read out comes from Rebel Fox, and he says, has to be Rangers. I've been contemplating going to the game, but won't be get home until about 1 a.m. Decisions, CJ. Do I go or do I no? You go, brother. You go. But anyway, that's us all done and dusted. You've heard from the people. You've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do by now and get your thoughts and opinions out there. Shout out to the 51 strong in the Patreons account, by the way. I greatly appreciate all the support going into the channel. If you would like to join the Patreons account, that's down in the description below. But I'm out here. I've been CJNova92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye. By the way, the video is already over and stuff like that, and honestly, I'm not stretching to 10 minutes. Are we over it? Okay, good. But Rocky Boy is actually sleeping. This is him sleeping. Listen, right next to the camera. Yeah, right next to the camera.